Hi. Welcome to Steph's World, Spiritual Foundations 11. How about that? Even with all the brain damage that I have, I can remember my numbers. Okay, let me talk about something, especially for my Google Plus friends, alright? And Twitter. I had an aneurysm almost 5 years ago. Um, some horrible things have been happening to my body lately. And I'm going to the doctors. You know, it's not like I'm trying to ignore it. I won't go to the emergency room unless I drop over dead. I've just had I've had my fill of that. So, but I've been praying a lot and for God's will for me. And just want to say I'm not afraid to die. Okay, I really am not. I have complete faith, total and complete. And there are many reasons why I can tell you there is complete faith. If I can get my letter finished, it was a book. Now it's become a letter from a loving mother to her loved ones, a dying mother. I wish y'all would read it. I'm only at my teenage level. I got a long ways to go, guys. I really do. And some of it's unbelievable, but it's true. And I'm not going to lie about anything. Why would I now? And it's really for my daughter and her daughters and my other son, who I don't get to see very often, but I love him with all my heart. Okay, I got pulled into politics again. And when I say I got pulled in, it means it was my choice. I decided to get involved. I just can't keep that big mouth shut, can I? But I am going to explain something about myself. I believe adamantly in freedom. I taught my children about freedom. My child died for freedom. I have his army suit right over there. He's my baby. And he's not here anymore, but he is. He's in my heart. He's in my soul. And I know darn well he's been watching over me, so I know he is here. But physically, I will never get those text messages from him that say, love him. That was his little trademark. Love him. That's over with now. I just have to accept it. But I will be sad as long as I live that he is not with us anymore. And not just for me, but for the world. Because he had cerebral palsy. And he joined the army anyway. I taught my children, and I've said this before, that there is nothing in this world you can't do if you want to do it bad enough. And my children took that literally. Thank the Lord. Thank my Creator. Okay, now, Aswin, you're my guy. I love you. I know you're out there, and I want you to watch this, okay? God gives us everything we could possibly need. Everything. We don't have to want for anything because God gives it to us. I know all about that. There were so many times in my life when I thought the world was falling in, when I thought someone was killing me, and I still lived, when they were beating the crap out of me, when they were breaking my neck, and they did break it, but I lived. I lived. Not only did I live, I went back to college. How about that one? Okay, and I raised my children without any child support except for about 2.5, 3 years. No, actually 4 years worth. I have to give them proper credit. But anyway, the point is, God took care of everything, all my needs. Now my wants, that was an entirely different place. No, most of my wants were not taken care of, okay? I'll be honest. No, I didn't get a husband to last me a lifetime. Sorry. No white picket fence, none of that kind of stuff. It's just Steph. But you know what? I am so fortunate and I'm so grateful because I did have some men in my life who loved me and still love me with all their hearts and soul. And for that, I am forever grateful. One of them passed away about 7 months before my son. It was a shock. He was 45 years old, dropped, or it was in a seizure. He had epilepsy, which is what's happening to me now. They said I might have had seizures and epilepsy before the aneurysm. So we don't know for sure. Who knows, you know? I don't think they did any brain shots of me until I passed out at the wheel one day about 4.5 years ago and destroyed my car. But anyway, that's when they found the first aneurysm. And they went in and they didn't have to cut off all this long hair, which I would have let them do. But they went into my veins and they put 4 stents in, 4 titanium stents on the left side of my head. Well, it's been almost 5 years now. And for the last 2 months, I've been having almost every night now real active seizures. Now, how do I know? Well, I keep a lot of stuff laying on my queen size bed because some days when I wake up in the morning, I'm not feeling too good. Okay, so I keep like another computer there and some other things and even DVDs that I watch on TV rather than wasting my time with television. And all that stuff's on the floor. And the special blanket that or throw that my mother crocheted for me long ago, I've literally kicked that thing off of me and it's laying on the floor. And I'm not supposed to be moving my neck in any way, shape, or form. Well, and I wear a neck brace at night just to help me keep from doing that. Well, it's moving. I wake up the next morning and my neck is so sore, it feels like The Exorcist. It may have gone all the way around. It's unbelievable. Knocked over the water next to my bed one day, so now I don't put my cell phone up on the little night table anymore. Anyway, point is, I did some research. I research, okay? And I don't trust just one place. I make sure it's a .org or it's a real thing, okay? There's a lot of crap out there. We know that. But anyway, I actually did do some serious research on this. And according to my research, I think I got a reprieve when they did that first operation. According to the research, I'm showing signs of possible leakage of blood in my brain. I'm going to tell you something. Today I go to my pain doctor. Tomorrow I go to my other doctor. They're very worried. Very, very worried. Okay? Here's what I don't want to have happen. I don't want to leave the children I have left yet. I think my daughter, my granddaughters, and my son still need me. I'm not afraid to leave. I just don't want to leave them. I've asked one of my sisters, or one of my friends, to watch over my daughter for me. If it happens, on these brain aneurysms, they just kind of knock you over for dead. The second one, they definitely say hits you and you're gone. So, of course, I want God's will, and that's all there is to it. Okay. Now, I'm writing as fast as I can, trying to get I was writing this book, called Spiritual Foundations. Well, now it's turned into, whoops, get this thing done and get it out there before you are gone. Okay? I have an urgency inside. I want my children to have this. And I want all the people I love to have this. And there's a reason why. If you read it right now, you think, wow, did she live a life, a childhood, I want you to remember something. There's some little places in there where I say, now there was a lesson. Huh? I'm building up to something. I'm trying to get your attention about our childhoods and the things that we learn during our childhood. We unknowingly, as parents, a lot of times pass on something. It's called shame and guilt. Oh my God. It's a human emotional destroyer. It will destroy you. It will make you drink. It will make you do drugs. It'll do all kinds of things to you. It'll create a monster inside of you if you let it. Now here's the secret. We can get rid of that. Yes, we can. And one of the ways to do that is there's a whole steps full of ways to get rid of it. But number one, you need to understand that, hey, I am worthy of God's love. I have nothing to feel shame and guilt for. Even if I've done something as an adult, maybe I did it out of anger, or maybe I did it out of whatever reason. But if I did it, and I did it out of anger without thinking, probably it was going a lot deeper than that moment. Now, I'm not trying to play psychologist here, but I'm being honest from my own experience. I had so much anger inside this little body for so many years. I was ready to take on the world. Believe me, I really was. And I was a very overprotected mother because my childhood was tough. Now, I love my parents with all my heart, but they were getting me ready, and they didn't even know it. They were getting me ready to learn to live life the tough way. My mother used to tell us when we were kids, I was a teenager, and she'd say, you got to learn to sink or swim. And she wouldn't say it in the most loving tone either, but she meant business. And you know what? I'm grateful today that she said that. They didn't coddle us, believe me. No coddling in this household. Now, I think we got to get balance. That's what I think. We need to find balance. All right? I don't believe I gave my children that balance, and I am so sorry. It wasn't until my kids were about grown up before I finally came to my senses, so to speak, got my brains back, got divine wisdom from God, shall we say. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to tell you something else. I don't know if you know this, but there's a lot of ministers out there preaching the Word of God. Here's something you probably don't know. There's a lot of recovered alcoholic and drug addict ministers out there. And guess what? They're usually the best ministers you're ever going to have, because they've been to hell and back, and they got through it. They found salvation. So if you got one of those, man, you got a good minister. You really do. And be grateful for it. That's something we don't do enough. You know, they told me, Steph, do a 5-count gratitude list every day. And I'd say, sometimes I'd be kind of in dumps, and I'd say, what do I have to be grateful for? And they'd go, are you breathing? Be grateful. Did you eat something for breakfast today? Be grateful. Did you have a bed to sleep in? Be grateful. How about that? That was just 3. That was simple. Doesn't take much. It really doesn't. Now, I know I'm going a little far on this, but I got couple of things I want to read. Now, this is out of Emmett Fox's Sermon on the Mount. Okay. Now, Emmett talks about, I kind of jumped ahead here. Today's Labor Day. This is a day that in the old days I would have been, well, while Matt was in the Army, I would definitely get on my Harley, go with my partners. Now remember, when I was doing my Harley, just, I don't know how many years ago it was, back in 2001, okay, I had 2 extra wheels on it because there was no way I could hold anything that heavy up. Not anymore. Okay. I was a pretty strong little girl. I used to bodybuild, and I really built myself up. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to do so, and that was out of the question after they started doing all these operations. But anyway, blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Okay, now, he says mourning or sorrow is not in itself a good thing. For the will of God is that everyone should experience happiness and joyous success. Jesus says, I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. Nevertheless, trouble and suffering are often extremely useful. because many people will not bother to learn the truth until driven to do so by sorrow and failure. And that's a fact. Now, I'm going to stop there. I hope one of these days I can have the time to move forward and read a lot more of this to you, because it is darn good, let me tell you. But anyway, almost 18 years ago, I had to be knocked down, have my lower back broken, watch my daughter cry at Christmas time, for me to finally realize, hey, I am one selfish woman. I am living in the worst anger any human being could possibly live in. I was angry at the world. You talk about the blame game? I was an expert at it. But when I saw my little girl crying her eyes out on Christmas Day because I messed it up so bad, and I broke my back several months before, my lower back, and by the grace of God, it didn't break the spinal cord, but it sure came close. And now it's giving me all kinds of trouble. But that's life. Anyway, I wish you all a good Labor Day. I can't go visit my son. And that's what we used to do on our Harleys. We go around and visit all the veteran graves and all the, the heroes. Well, my son was a hero, let me tell you. Here's this dog tag. He's a hero. Trust me. I love y'all, and I hope to see you again soon. And I got that blog going, Janet. Trust me. I'm working on it. Love you. Bye-bye.